how does the issue of donation to the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education fit in this policy that you are currently revising and reviewing?
Okay. Good evening, viewers. Thank you so much. What the ministry is doing now is trying to move away from the traditional way of donors using conditionalities to give aid to sectors or to government, thereby having a partnership agreement with its development partners. And the partnership agreement is emphasizing on using the principles of the Paris Declaration, that is the 5 pillars of the Paris Declaration, and the Accra Agenda for Action. In those principles and the actions laid down, the donors are emphasizing that if Africa needs to move forward, that they need to help Africa to get out of the poverty bracket, they need to remove certain conditionalities and give Africa the lead role to take up ownership of those programs, rather than them coming to dictate to us that, look, we have in our action plan or in our operational plan for 2013 certain activities, and we want to see if you can come on board and partner with us, when not necessarily that is a priority for the sector or for government. Thereby this sector can reject it. So we are now talking of coming in partnership. We do it together in a way that it will bring result quickly and we will achieve our objectives together.
Okay.
That is one key thing.
All right.
Yeah, using certain strategies like donor missions in order to remove the transaction cost or reduce the transaction cost. Because most of these donors, you observe that when they give you projects, when they give you money or funds, their activities are funded through those loans or grants. So when they come together, it helps government to reduce budget. Rather than having ADB to come in January, within 2 weeks, Badia come. Within next month or so, OPEC comes, Islamic Bank comes, and you have to coordinate all their effort. You have to develop a budget for it. It's heavy for government. But when they come together, do business together, they assist each other in their areas of weaknesses. Each other advise government, fine, as to where to strengthen through the monitoring framework. Also, when they pick out something that is wrong with each other's program, they can assist or advise. That is a key tool that the sector is using, this joint donor mission. Also, they have a joint analytical work. The joint analytical work is like, for instance, if there is a diagnostic, we did one, the CSR, we knew about it, which only World Bank didn't pick up. UNESCO decided to come in and assist World Banks. We do it together. That is a nice way, so that they use their expertise. Because maybe World Bank can have some expertise, UNESCO can have, but if you put together certain expertise, it gives out the best results. That's another way too that the ministry is implementing this joint, this donor coordination. So that at the end of the day, what we are looking forward to is to get better results rather than wastage. Because we observed that the way we were implementing projects and programs before, if you are giving, for instance, 10 million, at the end of the day, you get the tangible result or the output. But the output could be better or being maximized if they come together as development partners and government and work towards their effort to make sure that they assist each other, reduce certain transaction costs, strengthen certain areas of the policy or the strategic plan. It enables the sector to achieve results quickly and better results.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, maybe this could be maybe mere rumors or something, but then you've got a lot of people who complain about, particularly certain institutions, so people have been complaining about kind of donors that you've made mention of that one. Maybe donors coming in and they would have to tell you your priority areas, even if that doesn't, if that is not your priority. Maybe they will come with the fund because they have the money, they have the strength, the financial strength. They'll come and then kind of impose on you where you're going to spend that money, and then also people have been talking about them having some expatriates who are going to do the job, and then the upkeep of those people, their salaries, everything will be from within that bank. So I don't know whether this policy that you review is also taking care of. If that's the case, if that's the situation, I don't have a tangible proof to prove my case though, but then these are kind of complaints that you normally hear from
You
people.
are very right. You are very right. That is what they have been doing, and still some are doing it. But if they go by the principles of the Paris Declaration, that is wrong. They don't need to tie it. They promise that they're going to help Africa within certain period to reduce poverty to a certain percentage. And they have the resources, they have the expertise. They agree that they will remove the conditionalities to help Africa use their own systems, use their own procurement system, use their own financial management or disbursement system, so that implementation could be smooth and fast track. That is what they promise, but it depends. Like for instance, if you don't know what they have subscribed to, what they agree, and how to, negotiate with them, it becomes a problem. They will still dictate to you. But if you happens to know, for instance, like the ministry, fine, we are new in donor coordination, but at least we've learned quickly a lot. We'll be able to tell them that, look, it is a partnership that you, at the end of the day, you gain, we gain. But we have a strategic plan. We have a strong policy in place, and which is also costed. And our priorities are this. Our funding gap is this. If you are ready to partner with us as a potential donor, come on board and pick up one activity so that we work together. That is what is being done now.
Okay. Thank you so very much. That's very explicit. Mr. Fati, you're going to be talking to us about life skill. You're from that unit at the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. But first, when we talk about life skill, can you just give us a little definition? Or what do we mean when we talk about life skill?
Good. Thank you very much, Jamal, and thank you very much, viewers, for being there. First, I will say, Jamal, with basic and secondary education, we look at education beyond academic excellence. Those people that we are giving this education to, we are not only looking at how much they earn from their examinations, but we also look at their attitudes, their behaviors, their morals, and their belief systems. Because by the end of the day, we are talking of education with relevance. So that this person who is educated, that education will be of benefit to him or her, to the nation and to the globe. But if you give education to somebody, but that education doesn't commensurate to the attitude of that person, by the end of the day, if you don't mind, that education, no matter how high the education level is, the person may not benefit from it, and the nation don't talk about that. This is why life skill at the basic and secondary education looks at those psychosocial issues that will look at the attitudes, the behavior, and the morals of these people, so that by the end of the day, we can be able to say confidently, yes, those people that are able to go through us are able to go and get education that is of relevance to us, and they can be of benefit to our society. And in that, we look at certain key areas that we are focusing on. One of those is we are focusing on HIV/AIDS prevention. Now, we cannot only look at the meaning, definitions of this area. No, we look at the attitudes of those people towards HIV and AIDS. And we educate and learn towards that direction so that we can achieve the relevance therefrom. And by the end of the day, we also look at gender responsiveness and perspective in dealing with gender-based violence and discipline in and around the school. And everyone knows today discipline is questioned everywhere. And if an individual is indisciplined, it's going to be very, very difficult for any person or any society or any group to benefit from that person. And we are trying to mold children who will take up the mantle of responsibility from us tomorrow. But if their attitude is questioned, all this education that we are